Crisis inside Formula One is no longer just speculation. The FIA has pushed back hard against claims that it failed to foresee the problems created by the 2026 regulations, insisting the warning signs were clear long before the season even began. But despite identifying the risks early, the governing body says it was powerless to prevent them from becoming reality. The controversy exploded after the Belgian Grand Prix, where several drivers criticized the new generation of cars for relying too heavily on energy management, changing the traditional character of Spa-Francorchamps. Carlos Sainz questioned how these regulations were ever approved, while Lewis Hamilton said those responsible for the decisions should be held accountable. Their frustration quickly turned into one of the biggest debates of the season. FIA single-seater director Nicolas Tombazis defended the federation, saying the organization had anticipated many of the complaints raised by drivers during the previous 2 years. He admitted the FIA attempted to introduce adjustments before the regulations came into force, but those efforts failed because of Formula One's governance structure. He said the outcome was realistically expected given the approval process required for major rule changes. This is where things changed. The FIA claims it wasn't a lack of awareness that caused today's problems, it was the inability to act. Before the season started, officials even proposed reducing the maximum amount of electrical energy used during races. However, the proposal failed because it did not receive enough support from the power unit manufacturers. That changes everything. According to Tombazis, the governance agreement created to protect both existing engine suppliers and newcomers like Audi also limited the FIA's authority. Significant technical changes required approval from the FIA, Formula One management, and at least 4 of the 5 manufacturers involved at the time. He said that threshold was never reached, despite years of discussion. As a result, the FIA says its hands were effectively tied while concerns continued to grow. Eventually, Formula One introduced emergency measures starting at the Miami Grand Prix to improve energy management, and longer-term plans are already in place. The championship intends to gradually move away from the original 50-50 split between combustion power and battery output toward a 60-40 balance by 2028. Tombazis admitted those decisions ideally should have been made 2 years earlier, saying it was unfortunate the sport had to wait until the problems became impossible to ignore. That's the real issue. Despite all the criticism, Tombazis argued that the racing itself has remained exciting. He pointed out that although Mercedes has established a clear advantage, the races have still featured overtaking, battles on track, and more action than in previous regulation cycles. He also stressed that the FIA must balance the concerns of drivers with the expectations of fans, saying both perspectives are essential when shaping the future of Formula One. The biggest question now is whether these late corrections will be enough to restore confidence in the 2026 era, or whether the governance system itself will need a complete rethink before another crisis unfolds. Up next, check out the video appearing in the card about the latest major Formula One development you won't want to miss. What's your take on this situation? Share your opinion below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Formula One updates.